Alright, we are live. Refresh this real quick. Alright, so we're going to do some Dragon Age Inquisition playthrough. Did the character creation, going to start at the opening cutscene. It's been a long time since I've played this game. I've beaten it 3 times across different platforms, but only once on the Xbox. So, haven't played the Mage yet, so I'm going to be playing this run through. Game looks gorgeous for how good it looks. So this is not a blind playthrough. I'm going to try not to talk much during cutscenes. Let it kind of roll and play in case you haven't played the game, haven't seen it played, anything like that. But here we go, Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't think this ever got 4K enhancements, but it looks a whole lot better than I remember.
Tell me why we shouldn't.
I am running this on an Xbox One X. I don't know if it's going to change anything. I don't think this had any
Everyone
enhancements
who
to it, but
attended
we'll
is
find out
dead.
as we go.
Except for you.
You think I'm responsible?
Explain this.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I don't know what that is, or how it got there.
You're lying!
We need her, Cassandra. I can't believe it. All those people. Dead.
Do you remember what happened? How this began?
I remember running. Things were chasing me, and then a woman?
A woman?
She reached out to me, but then
Go to the forward camp, Liliana. I will take her to the rift.
what did happen?
It will be easier to show you. We call it the Breach. It's a massive rift into the world of demons that grows larger with each passing hour. It's not the only such rift, just the largest. All were caused by the explosion at the Conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows the world. time the breach expands, your mark spreads, and it is killing you. It may be the key to stopping this, but there isn't much time.
You say it may be key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. That that's possible is something we shall discover shortly. It is our only chance, however. And yours.
You still think I did this? To myself?
Not intentionally. Something clearly went wrong.
And if I'm not responsible?
Someone is, and you are our only suspect. You wish to prove your innocence? This is the only way.
I understand.
Then,
I'll do what I can. Whatever it takes.
they have decided your guilt. They need it. The people of Haven mourn our most holy, divine Justinia, head of the Chantry. The Conclave was hers. It was a chance for peace between mages and Templars. She brought their leaders together. Now they are dead. We lash out like the sky, but we must think beyond ourselves, as she did. Until the breach is sealed. There will be a trial. I can promise no more. Come. It is not far.
Where are you taking me?
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
Alright, gameplay time. So, if you're just joining us, I'm going to be playing some Dragon Age Inquisition. Probably not going to talk too much during the cutscenes, just going to let them play out, get the audio going. So, even though this game came out in 2014, if you haven't played it, you can still kind of see how it goes, although it's not a blind run, and I'm probably just going to play it my own way as I go. I'm doing the female elf mage. I've beaten it as the rogues and the warrior. First time mage player. I never actually played mages in early Dragon Age games either.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows.
Always been more of like a rogue player, ranger, all that kind of good stuff, even in Dungeons and Dragons style games.
They said you
So I figured I'd try something different, give it a little shot here.
fell unconscious.
Probably gonna do just main story. I don't know how much collection I'm gonna go for as I play. BioWare is known for huge amounts of collection, so.
Stay behind me.
Alright, let's see if I remember how to play. Even though there is a tutorial. I'm personally a big BioWare fan, have been for a long time, played all the Mass Effect games, even what was Andromeda. I'm hoping that the Dragon Age projects still come to fruition over time, even with them being absorbed by Motive, so we'll see how that goes from here.
All right. Have it your way.
Wait. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
Probably for this game, I'm gonna do more of like the likable character. Usually when I play games like this, Fallout, that kind of thing, I'm more the mercenary style player, but
At the forward camp or fighting.
Gonna go good this time, see what happens. I don't do it very often, so. Some coins. Some nice buildings there.
There! Watch out! If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
I don't know if I'll use the content, but I will get the extra content because I have one of the special editions. I'm not sure which one, but I'll have extra armor and stabs at the start. Something back here. More coins. Why not? Ooh, we got it. Oh, new demons. That's right.
Up on the hill. It attacks from a distance.
I don't know what I'll do for romance-wise in the game. I know I've done Cassandra in the past. I don't know if I've done much of anything else. I always regretted, because I did Morrigan in original Dragon Age, so not being able to do it, and this one was kind of sucked a little bit. But understandable.
Ah! They're falling from the breach.
Flash fire. Panic of foe. Since I'm going for just a normal casual play, this isn't on any hard difficulties or anything like that. It's just a simple, normal or casual run. I've never actually played the game in that tactical mode that it'll show us here soon. I've had people tell me that it's more fun that way, but I guess it kind of depends on what you're into. I like RTSs, but I've always liked Dragon Age's RPG ground feel to it. Let's get that for now. Kill a lot more demons for a minute, so.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
You'll see soon. We must help them.
Ah, it's Varric and Solus. Mage physics seem kind of nice. They actually don't seem too bad. The combat flow obviously is pretty automated for Dragon Age, so.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation.
Good to know. Here I thought we'd be ass deep in demons forever. Varric Tethras, rogue, storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag-along.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Ah, isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she's great company, Ellie.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Varric, but...
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. You need me.
Ugh.
My name is Solus, if there are to be introductions. I am pleased to see you still live.
He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You seem to know a great deal about it all.
Like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fade, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
If I can close the breach, I will.
Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well, Bianca's excited.
Alright, so jumping
This
back
way,
to it.
Down the bank. The road ahead is blocked.
Really messed up that lower lip. Didn't notice when I was doing character creation. It juts out a little bit more. Got a bit of underbite, overbite, one of the two. I'm gonna try to keep it spoiler free, just in case. Even though I know game came out a long time ago. That way, if this is you're experiencing it, or you want to show it to somebody who wants to experience it, see anything like that, you don't get it ruined early on. I'm not sure how far I'll go on this first run through here. Might just finish up first area, or might move on to the hinterlands. I think is the first area after this that you go to, maybe. I don't want to make them like super short and boring at the same time. That's right, it makes you enter tactical mode here. I do this tutorial. This is different. I guess if you don't want so much like all the control, then you can do it this way, kind of give yourself something different to do. Wow, they are really accurate. I'm just going to switch back and fight. A little bit easier than trying to use tactical mode that I never really learned how to use. Let's slide out this way. I know there's like a chest in here or something. I guess the flames don't really do much damage, Barrack, as he burns alive in them. Alright. I always thought they killed you. I guess not. Alright, let's see what else we can get to.
So, are you
All
innocent?
fruit? Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
I love the little dialogues that you get between characters, especially BioWare's always been good about, oh, you put these two characters together and their outlooks kind of reflect in how they talk to each other and discuss things with the team around them. Mass Effect Andromeda was good about that. Two of the people, Vetra and PB, would always have different conversations because they had parts of their lives they didn't like to talk about and they like to ask questions. And then you get that dynamic like Cassandra and Barrack, who don't really get along well.
I hope
Demon.
it's through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
Close at the forward camp. We're almost there.
Coming up on the level up here, the tutorial level up anyway. Yeah, there's the rift.
Another.
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
Oh, that's right. This one's super simple. I'm thinking endgame rifts. You gotta kill like 4 waves of the worst demons to even get them done. There's the level up. Yeah, so I know there are 3 different types. I don't know which one I want to go for. Or, well, there's 4 different types. Winter. Cold that bites deeper than the cruelest winter. Their icy spells slow and weaken. Those who survive the initial blast are driven mad with terror or burned to death in unquenchable flames. Paralyze foes and arc from one enemy to another. Sounds like crowd control. Spirit seems like health and defense. I'll go Storm for now. Tutorial. To salve electro ornamental blast from your staff that homes in targets ahead of you. Flame that blasts and paralyzes a single target for the amazing bolt will paralyze the target for longer. Kind of lightning will periodically strike a random nearby enemy. Then we got Chain Lightning arcs further and hits more targets. Chain Lightning never strikes the same target more than once, so it deals more damage with each new target it reaches. I'm gonna go with the Stormbringer upgrade here. Ourselves a random chance to hit somebody for 300% damage.
Open the gate.
Right away, Lady Cassandra.
We're clear for the moment. Well done.
There's the potion
Whatever that
stack
thing on your
here.
hand is,
We
it's
just leveled up those. Good. Chest here.
We will do no such thing.
The prisoner must get to the temple.
Ah, here they come.
You made it. Chancellor Roderick, this is...
I know who she is. As Grand Chancellor of the Chantry, I hereby order you to take this criminal to Val Royeaux to face execution.
Order me? You are a glorified clerk, a bureaucrat.
And you are a thug, but a thug who supposedly serves the Chantry.
We serve the most holy, Chancellor. As you well know.
Justinia is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place. Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
How do you think we should proceed?
I always loved this, the whole you're asking for
me
it.
what I think.
You have the mark.
And you are the one we must keep alive. Since we cannot agree on our own,
We'll go the mountain path.
Use the mountain path. Work together. You all know what's at stake.
Liliana, bring everyone left in the valley. Everyone.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
Alright, up we go. I usually do the charge. I've played quite a few war games just because the two-handed and the one-handed are a lot of fun to play, and it's a lot easier to beat a tank or high damage but can take a lot of hits in a single-player game, where most of the time if I'm with a group of people in an MMO or anything like that, I'm more ranged or magic because, well, I'm squishier, that's why other people can take the hits. It's the latter. I always forget that it highlights that stuff. Ow. Oh, it's a greater shade, that's why. Also, the party composition early in the game right now, with you end up 2 mages, a rogue, and then 1 melee, it can get a little rough sometimes when you're trying to set it up. Especially, I somehow managed to not get Blackwall on my first playthrough on the Xbox. I don't know how I managed to miss the quest to get him, so it was my rogue with a bow, Cassandra, and I think I brought usually with me Iron Bull and like Dorian or Vivian. I think it was Vivian, mostly. That's right, torches are a thing in this game. Oop. It's so easy to jump in this game when you go to target something else. This is one of those games that I never like fully did to completion because there's just so much to collect. But I think I actually came close, which I'm kind of surprised I never went for it all the way. Losing that in combat, I guess. Alright. Something else that it said I could collect down here? No, I was just rotating too quickly. Alright, we're on to fight the Pride Demon.
Yes, we found the soldiers.
That cannot be all of them.
So the others could be holed up ahead.
Our priority must be the breach. Unless we seal it soon, no one is safe.
I'm leaving that to our elven friend here.
Ooh, we gotta do another rift. Some shock damage in there. I think the stabs are split up by elemental damage, so I'm probably gonna switch to a shock stab as I go, but...
Lady Cassandra! Lieutenant! You're alive!
Just barely.
being that the game is how it is, it's also gonna be... Oh, I hate the Lesser Terrors. These ones don't seem terrible, but... They're probably like my least favorite enemies throughout the game. General nuisances.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope it works on the big one.
Thank the Maker you finally arrived, Lady Cassandra. I don't think we could have held out much longer.
Thank our prisoner, Lieutenant. She insisted we come this way.
The prisoner? Then you...
It was worth saving you, if we could.
Then you have my sincere gratitude.
The way into the valley behind us is clear for the moment. Go, while you still can.
At once.
Quickly, let's move!
The path ahead appears to be clear of demons as well.
Let's hurry. Down the
Alright, so we save
That's
some
the way to the
scouts.
temple.
To see what happens when we get to the soldiers, because I don't think this is going to be good. I I can't remember what this way looks like. I just don't think it's good. Ow.
So, holes in the Fade don't just accidentally happen, right?
If enough magic is brought to bear, it is possible.
But there are easier ways to make things explode.
That is true.
We will consider how this happened once the immediate danger is past.
The Temple of Sacred Ashes.
What's left of it?
That is where you walked out of the Fade, and our soldiers found you. They say a woman...
This is always real gruesome to see.
No one knows who she was.
The amount of damage that this thing did. Templar helmet. Let's swing this way. Let's see what's out here real quick. Doesn't look like anything. Oh, this is where you come in with the soldiers. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's go back down here. The wizard. Red lyrium.
Breach is a long way up.
You're here. Thank the Maker.
Liliana, have your men take up positions around the temple. This is your chance to end this. Are you ready?
I'm assuming you have a plan to get me up there.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it, and perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Really enjoy the way that this story was built because it kind of gives you that lick of... Oh yeah,
Bring forth the sacrifice.
Corypheus in the background there.
What are we hearing?
At a guess, the person who created the breach.
You know this stuff is red lyrium, Seeker.
I see it, Varric.
But what's it doing here?
Magic could have drawn on lyrium beneath the temple, corrupted it.
It's evil. Whatever you do, don't touch it.
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone help me! That is Divine Justinia's voice.
With how the story is built, kind of like it's like, hey, come forward, you have all this power, you're going to do all this great stuff, and then you're going to do the thing that you think is the end of the game. And then, kind of like earlier in early Dragon Age games, how you just full-on die at the beginning. I think it was Dragon Age 2.
What's going on here?
That was your voice. Most Holy called out to you, but...
What's going on here?
Run when you can! Hold them!
We have an intruder. Slay the elf.
You were there! Who attacked? And the Divine, is she... Was this vision true? What are we seeing?
I don't remember.
Echoes of what happened here. The Fade bleeds into this place. This rift is not sealed, but it is closed, albeit temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the rift can be opened, and then sealed properly and safely. However, Opening the rift will likely attract attention from the other side.
That means demons. Stand ready.
And Pride Demon.
Now!
The way fighting this thing changes from now to like the end game, when instead of fighting the level 4 Pride Demon, you're fighting a level 20 Pride Demons.
Wear it down. The demon is vulnerable. Now!
It's actually not a terrible boss fight early on. Ranged characters kind of make it easier because you can just sit back, but then again, like I mentioned earlier, with Cassandra being the only one, she takes a whole lot of hits. Helps here being that you have the AI troops as well, and Liliana standing back here.
More coming through the rift.
Oh, that's right. Lackeys. A lightning strike. Actually got one off. Ooh, don't hit me. Don't hit me. Got it off, okay. Mana balancing is actually pretty nice so far. I like the way it's set. Obviously can't panic him, but I can deal enough damage to hurt him. Goodbye. Might be taunted at me. I don't think he's going to be taunted. Nope, not quite. Hit you with the big one there. Let that charge back up. So again. Whew. Oh, I didn't need to quite yet, but better to just not. Yeah, but I probably should. Good thing. But again, once I finish this ability. And maybe not. Hold on. There we go. I hope he doesn't armor one more time. Got him. Okay.
Now! Do it!
Pride Demon 1 down. And now we're unconscious for a couple of weeks. Or days.
Oh. I didn't know you were awake. I swear.
Don't worry about it. I
beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a humble servant. You are back in Haven, my lady. They say you saved us. The breach stopped growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has talked about for the last 3 days.
Then the danger is over.
The breach is still in the sky, but that's what they say. I'm certain Lady Cassandra would want to know you've wakened. She said, at once.
And where is she?
In the Chantry, with the Lord Chancellor. At once, she said.
It's crazy 'cause it kind of shows, like, the game talks about when you first pick up as an elf, like how the elves were enslaved by humans for a long period of time. And kind of just goes to show, like, that it was true and that elf servants are still kind of even terrified of liberated elves. Yeah, there's a lot of readables in here. I'm probably not going to go get all of them because obviously there's no joy in watching somebody walk around for 15 hours and find the 7 extra readables in an area. But I'll probably pick up the ones across the way. I don't know if I'll, like, linger on them for a very long amount of time. That's just the chest back there for, oh, it's a bag.
Nothing to do with us.
That isn't Chancellor Roderick's decision.
Especially there's a ton of stuff in here. It takes forever to find it all. This is a game you at all haven't played. I absolutely recommend it. I've always enjoyed the Dragon Age games for fantasy gameplay. Mass Effect always provided that good run-through of, like, hey, here's a good game to play and have a good time playing sci-fi.
Chain her. I want her prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
Let me guess. You need my help.
You have done plenty. Your actions will be taken into account by the new Divine.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect?
You, and many others.
But not the prisoner.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to her for help.
So her survival, that thing on her hand, all a coincidence.
Providence. The Maker sent her to us in our darkest hour.
You realize I'm an elf. A Dalish elf.
I have not forgotten. No matter what you are or what you believe, you are exactly what we needed when we needed it.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
To decide.
You know what this is, Chancellor. A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order with or without your approval.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
What is the Inquisition of old, exactly?
It preceded the Chantry. People who banded together to restore order in a world gone mad.
After, they laid down their banner and formed the Templar Order, but the Templars have lost their way. We need those who can do what must be done, united under a single banner once more.
But aren't you still part of the Chantry?
Is that what you see?
The Chantry will take time to find a new divine, and then it will wait for her direction.
But we cannot wait. So many Grand Clerics died at the Conclave. No, we are on our own. Perhaps forever.
What if I refuse?
You can go if you wish.
You should know that while some believe you chosen, many still think you guilty. The Inquisition can only protect you if you are with us.
We can also help you.
It will not be easy if you stay. But you cannot pretend this has not changed you.
You're trying to start a holy war.
We are already at war. You are already involved. Its mark is upon you. As to whether the war is holy, that depends on what we discover.
If you're truly trying to restore order,
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
All right. I'm going to try to go through an entire playthrough of this game. I think my original playthrough of this game on the Xbox took me 48 hours, though. Title screen. Only took us 50 minutes to get here. All right. We're gonna wander around here for a little bit, probably go to about an hour of gameplay on this, and from there I'm probably gonna move on to either something different or I'm gonna stop the stream for now. I can't remember how big this cutscene is. It's coming up. Oh, it's short.
Does it trouble you?
it's stopped spreading, and it doesn't hurt.
We take our victories where we can. What's important is that your mark is now stable, as is the breach. You've given us time, and Solas believes a second attempt might succeed, provided the mark has more power. The same level of power used to open the breach in the first place. That is not easy to come by.
What harm could there be in powering up something we barely understand?
Hold on to that sense of humor. May I present Commander Cullen, leader of the Inquisition's forces.
Such as they are. We lost many soldiers in the valley, and I fear many more before this is through.
This is Lady Josephine Montelier, our ambassador and chief diplomat.
Anderan Atishan.
You speak Elven?
You just heard the entirety of it, I'm afraid.
And of course, you know Sister Liliana.
My position here involves a degree of...
She is our spy master.
Yes, tactfully put, Cassandra.
Pleased to meet you all.
I mentioned that your mark needs more power to close the breach for good.
Which means we must approach the rebel mages for help.
And I still disagree. The Templars could serve just as well.
We need power, magic poured into that mark.
Might destroy us all. Templars could suppress the breach, weaken it, so...
Pure speculation.
I was a Templar. I know what they're capable of.
Unfortunately, neither group will even speak to us yet. The Chantry has denounced the Inquisition, and you specifically.
That didn't take long.
Shouldn't they be busy arguing over who's going to become divine?
Some are calling you, a Dalish elf, the Herald of Andraste. That frightens the Chantry. The remaining clerics have declared it blasphemy, and we, heretics, for harboring you.
Chancellor Roderick's doing, no doubt.
It limits our options. Approaching the mages or Templars for help is currently out of the question.
Just how am I the Herald of Andraste?
People saw what you did at the temple, how you stopped the breach from growing. They have also heard about the woman seen in the rift when we first found you. They believe that was Andraste.
Even if we tried to stop that view from spreading.
Which we have not.
The point is, everyone is talking about you.
It's quite the title, isn't it? How do you feel about that?
I'm not sure how I should feel.
The Chantry has decided that for you, it seems.
People are desperate for a sign of hope. For some, you're that sign.
And to others, a symbol of everything that's gone wrong.
Will the Chantry attack us?
With what? They have only words at their disposal.
And yet, they may bury us with them.
There is something you can do. A Chantry cleric by the name of Mother Giselle has asked to speak to you. She is not far, and knows those involved far better than I. Her assistance could be invaluable.
She's asked for me. You don't think that could be an ambush?
I doubt it. From what I know of her, she's a kind soul, and not the sort to involve herself in violence. You will find Mother Giselle tending to the wounded in the hinterlands near Redcliffe.
Look for other opportunities to expand the Inquisition's influence while you're there.
We need agents to extend our reach beyond this valley, and you're better suited than anyone to recruit them.
In the meantime, let's think of other options. I won't leave this all to the Herald.
Alright, got all these war table stuff. Never used this to its full capacity in my last playthrough.
We are garnering it.
Alright, we're not gonna head out quite yet. gonna wander around here a little bit more before we finish up. When it comes to this game, might do a full playthrough, like I said, don't know. It's gonna be difficult to go for because there's so much to do in this game, obviously.
The Inquisition cannot remain, Ambassador, if you can't prove it was founded on Justinian's orders.
This is an inopportune time, Marquis. More of the faithful flock here each day. But allow me to introduce you to the brave soul who risked her life to slow the magic of the breach. Mistress Lavelan, this is the Marquis d'Aurelion, one of Divine Justinia's greatest supporters.
And the rightful owner of Haven. House d'Aurelion lent Justinia these lands for pilgrimage. This Inquisition is not a beneficiary of this arrangement.
People have been injured. You can't just turn them out onto the snow.
And who benefits if they stay?
Divine Justinia, Marquis. The Inquisition, not the Chantry, is sheltering the pilgrims who mourn her.
Why is the Chantry ignoring the faithful?
Because it remains in shock. We face a dark time, Your Grace. Divine Justinia would not want her passing to divide us. She would, in fact, trust us to forge new alliances to the benefit of all, no matter how strange they might seem.
I'll think on it, Lady Montillier. The Inquisition might stay in the meanwhile.
I apologize for the intrusion. I didn't realize you were meeting with the Marquis.
You did little harm. In truth, the debate was most beneficial as practice for those to come.
You expect more people in Haven?
Undoubtedly. And each visitor will spread the story of the Inquisition after they depart. An ambassador should ensure the tale is as complimentary as possible.
The Inquisition is lucky to have you as an advocate, Lady Montillier.
Thank you. Let us hope so. Thedas's politics have become agitated as of late. I hope to guide us down smoother paths. But please excuse me. I've much work to do before the day is done.
Alright, trying some research. With regards to how often, probably once a week. Wednesdays is going to be the normal day. It's about the only day I can really do much of anything. I work and have school, so college student has a bit extra to do. But I'll try to keep this going Wednesdays, probably around between noon and 2-ish. Will be the average start time. I don't know how long I'll go for, but I just kind of want to get the tutorial out of the way here, decide if it's going to be worth it to play through. There's so much to do in this game, and I don't know how far I want to take it in the end, I guess. Apothecary. I never upgraded my potions.
Check with you to make sure these are safe to serve.
They're fine. Nobody will take sick as long as she boils.
Alright, so I'm gonna save this for now. I think this will be all I'll do. Other days I might do something different, play this a bit longer, go on from there. But for now I'm gonna stick with the 1 hour for this one, move on from here, and come back next week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming to watch. You can find me under the same name here, Twitter, YouTube, any of the three. I don't have much right now. I'm just kind of starting out. This is being a little bit of a hobby for me. So, thank you for tuning in.